Okay, we're very interested in understanding what we call genotype-phenotype relationships. And what that means is how our genetic makeup plays out in how we look, is in plain terms what it means. And how we look may involve a disease process, it may involve components that lead to a disease process, it might even be how we respond to a particular diet. And one of the main areas that we're interested in is the genetics that determine how fat is handled by the body. And one of the processes we've worked on for a long time and we're probably best known for is to evaluate how the body burns fat. One that we're very interested in is how the body responds to excess fat. And if it cannot be burned properly, what does that do with regard to how insulin signals our cells in the body to do the proper normal functions that insulin performs. Unfortunately, a lot of obese individuals suffer from what's known as insulin resistance. And that means they need more and more insulin to get the normal bang out of their amount of insulin. And so in our mouse models, we've been able to disrupt this fat burning process and investigate which pathways are stimulated or which pathways are inhibited in these abnormal processes of handling fat. And we try to extend that to more common diseases like what we call metabolic syndrome. That includes obesity, insulin resistance, excess fat in the liver, high fat in the blood known as triglyceridemia, and excessive visceral fat in the belly. And then another really interesting thing that we've started studying is the role of this obese process in actually promoting cancer progression. It turns out there's a lot of data coming out from large population studies that link certain common cancers like breast cancer and prostate cancer to obese conditions. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you have a cell in the body that's trying to grow like crazy, it would make sense that it might do very well in a body that has elevated fat, elevated sugar, elevated hormones that promote growth like insulin. And so we're trying to also use our models to investigate those interrelationships where basically cancer now is an obesity-related disease process as well. That's not true for all cancers, but several of the common ones it is.